Hello everyone, welcome back to another video here on the channel of Child Morris. This has been, this has come up on Good Morning America. This is another recent shooting that I've just heard about. And this one has happened at a birthday party. And the location that was named was Sweet 16 in Alabama. And yes, it was at a birthday party. The deaths were 4 were killed and 28 others were injured. So, yeah. First of all, I want to say these mass shootings are happening everywhere. And something has to be done about this. Because this is pretty old. It's getting so old. Pardon me. It's getting so old that this could happen throughout the rest of 2023. And this is completely terrible. And before I get into the rest of the video, please comment, like, and subscribe to the channel Child Morris. And again, I want to say that these mass shootings are everywhere. Everywhere. It can happen at events. It can even happen out in your backyard, wherever, outside. You're just taking a walk. It can be whatever, and it can happen anywhere. Gas station, you name it. So yeah, Sweet 16 in Alabama, 4 dead at the hands of killer, or a mass shooter, and 28 others are injured. Now, I don't know how the state of Alabama is going to really stop this gun violence, or, you know, ban rifles. Now, I don't even know exactly what kind of a weapon that this killer had used for his mass shootings, like what he selected. But if it was AR-15, I would not be surprised if the name had actually come up to be that. Because 3 shootings I already know of so far this year that have been well, the Alex Murdaugh trial, well, that was for a case in 2021. And, if it were a case in 2021, but the name AR-15 comes up in a lot of murders that I've heard about. Like the weapon that Alex Murdaugh used to kill his wife, he used an AR-15. Salvador Ramos, even though this was not a shooting this year, it was a shooting last year at Robb Elementary, he too used an AR-15. There was another one. There was the Alex Murdaugh trial, Robb Elementary. Oh, yeah, the Louisville, Kentucky shooting. Yeah. That bank shooting? Yeah. The guy, the shooter's name identified as Connor, who worked at the same bank where the shooting had taken place. He too was using AR-15 to use for carrying out his attack. The shooter ended up being shot to death. Shot to death. Now, if this were the same thing that was going to happen to the shooter who had been shooting 4 people dead and 28 others that were injured, then I gotta say this guy pretty much deserved like the death penalty right there, because a lot of people should know that when you go on like some kind of death streak during a mass shooting, you're likely going to get the death penalty. Now, it could happen it could happen by the cop shooting you to death, or it could happen if that's what a judge in court had ruled for you. So, yeah, the unidentified shooter, as of right now, I'm just making this video, this is pretty much, it's pretty much an update right now, because this is just a new mass shooting that I have heard about. And I would make another video once I get an update on who the shooter is. That I was just going to talk about this, because this is kind of this is a real big update right here. So far here in America, 2023 is not looking to be a good year. That we're almost halfway through this year. So we only have like once June hits, that'll be like half the year gone already. And would you be hearing more about mass shootings every month and probably every week? Yeah. Pretty much. I mean, it's just sick. It really is. And the worst thing that really bugs me is nobody can be safe going to these private events and end up, getting shot to death by some random killer who uses like some kind of rifle, maybe AR-15, I don't know. Maybe some other kind of weapon that had like some fast bullet shooting. But it's just sad. Here in 2020, now that year is already gone by, and we couldn't even go out and do anything. We couldn't go to events. You had to stay away from large crowds, because if you were like less than 6 inches away from a person, you could end up catching the virus. And this was the year 2020. That was the year when we didn't even have the vaccine. Nobody could go out and be safe from catching this virus if you gathered in large crowds. And you even couldn't go to private events or spend holidays with your family because of COVID. And now here we are, where COVID in 2023 isn't really much of a big deal because we have the vaccine. The year 2020 was like the absolute worst year ever. But 2023 isn't looking bright either. I mean, this is just sad. You couldn't go to like private events or any events in 2020 due to this coronavirus in 2020. And now here we are in 2023 where nobody can feel safe on going to these events because you have mass shooters on the loose. That there could be only one kind of motive. One of them. And that could probably be, maybe the shooter had like some kind of hate motivation to carry out this kind of a shooting. Maybe not. But I don't know. I can't make rumors on why this guy did what he did. If it was a guy or a girl, the shooter will be identified. I'm very sure that this guy is going to either be taken to court or shot dead. If the boy or if it's no, let me rephrase that. If it's a man or a woman, I don't know. But the identification of the shooter, I will announce that in another video. But this has been something that I just wanted to bring up to the people who are watching this channel, because when I like to talk about mass shootings in this video, I kind of like to get the viewers' attention who watch this channel and actually get them to, get like some kind of an experience on what is happening here in America, and what's taking place here in the United States, and I think everybody has the right to be informed that nobody can pretty much be safe going to private events or any kind of public events because of some stupid mass shooters. These mass shootings, they are pretty much happening everywhere. And I mean everywhere. Somebody's not going to be able to be safe in this country anymore because of these deadly mass shootings that are taking place. Now, I can name one of the former presidents that had been shot dead in the back of the head while he was sitting there at a play. His name was Abraham Lincoln. And yeah, that was an event that was happening. And Abraham Lincoln wanted to go see a musical or some kind of movie at a theater. I don't know what he's actually seen in a theater, but we all know what theaters have. Sometimes they can have plays, sometimes they can have movies that you can go see. Yeah, Abraham Lincoln had been shot in a theater. Was that an event? Yeah, it was an event that was taking place. And was it kind of a big deal back then that somebody couldn't go to events anymore just because they felt unsafe? Well, back then it wasn't a big problem, but now we're looking at the year 2023, and we've had most of these shootings have happened since the beginning of this year, and 2023 so far is looking to be quite a bad year. And what's worse is once violence is probably going to break out after Trump has been found guilty. Now that involving stupid Retrumplicans, well, Retrumplicans are pretty much idiots. I mean, I don't want to, say that political Republicans are stupid, but I think if I wanted to say crazy Republicans, I would pretty much put them in their own group versus that of actual Republican. Wacko Republicans would be more wacko Republicans would probably fit the description more, but there is going to be violence everywhere. Everywhere you go. Now, would it be surprising if this happened at a inauguration for, one of the presidents of the United States? And somebody being, shot dead over there? Maybe that wouldn't happen. But who knows? But yeah, there had been a shooting that had been taking place in Alabama, and that has been it's been bad. Not if there was ever a time where a Republican got elected back in 2020, or no, if a Republican got elected in 2024, you think anything would be done about this gun violence and that stuff? If we had some kind of Republican president? No, because the Republican strategy is ban video games. Because Republicans are the ones that believe that video games are the cause of real world violence, which isn't really true. There's no science behind that. Just because you play Fortnite or some kind of Grand Theft or oh yeah, you can add Grand Theft Auto to the list, or Call of Duty, whatever. That doesn't make you a shooter. That doesn't make you a killer, and it doesn't cause real world violence. And do you honestly think that after all these mass shootings that happened in the year of 2023, do you think that some Republicans gonna end up wanting to ban these violent video games because they have guns in them and you're shooting people in games? I shouldn't say people, I should say more like characters. Okay? Video games, violent video games, and shooting characters is not as bad as mass shooting. Now, if you were playing a video game and you just wanted to go out there and start, mass shooting, starting up a mass shooting and that stuff, well, then obviously you're messed up. If you think that you just play violent games and then just go out and start a shooting after that. Violent video games don't make people violent at all. And I don't even expect that the shooter played some kind of violent video game and then decided that he was gonna go shoot up a private event or public, whatever it was, over there at Sweet 16 in Alabama. The name of the killer will be announced in my next video. But this is one of the videos that I wanted to bring up to everybody watching this channel, because this has been a new shooting that had taken place in the year of 2023, and the year 2023 so far is not looking so good. Now, like I said, this guy's probably gonna have to get the death penalty, but I can't say for sure. This may have to be what the cops will probably have to do, even if they did kill him or her, whoever the shooter is, or the shooter may be taken into custody and he may have to get the death penalty ordered by a judge, or be locked up to prison for life, or locked up in prison for life. And we all know how sad it is to either get the death penalty or get locked up in prison for life after a mass shooting. It's sad. It's very sad. And never would I ever do something like this. Mass shootings are very, very serious, and a lot of the law takes mass shootings very, very seriously. It doesn't matter what state you're in. Now, I know there's some states like Texas, Governor Greg Abbott probably just wouldn't do anything, but, I mean, Republican governors don't have a good strategy. Now, the only thing that the Republican governors would actually say to you, oh, we need to harden our buildings. We need to harden them. And, that doesn't work. It's strengthening and making more strict security so that stuff like this doesn't even happen in the future. Now, anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. As like we said here, please comment, like, and subscribe to the channel Child Morph. And, you know, these mass shootings are pretty much going to be happening everywhere. And somewhere along the future, we'll hear about another shooting at another private event, or public event, or maybe at another school. Maybe in a university. Who knows? We just have to see what time says. This is Child Morph. Have a good day. I will see you all in my next video.